Seriously funny shh. But if you ask me, last one up the hill isn't it. Or are they it? Last one up the hill's rotten egg. Last one up the hill's it. By Timothy Kimmel Jr., otherwise known as Seriously Funny Shh. Who's it? Seriously Funny Shh. Capital T. Seriously Funny Shit. By Timothy Kimmel Jr. Seriously Funny Pooh. It just comes out of you. I don't get embarrassed anymore, but only because I've been practicing being embarrassed my whole life. So far, through unwanted experience. Although often not my idea, this has taught me humility and to see the funny side of life and things I can do nothing about, giving me an edge over bullies and such non-knowledgeable challengers to my well-being. Not know that although they're not about to know they're about to get, although they don't know they're about to get their ass kicked. Intellectually owned, otherwise they would never attempt embarrassing me, being too scared to. Unless, of course, it was an accident. I might forgive, but how would I know? They weren't baking, not being an evil mastermind. Luckily, even if they manage it, I practice embarrassing myself so they are very unlikely to succeed. In fact, I know I can say something more embarrassing than any of you at any time, whenever I want to, no matter who you are. Don't test me, I got skills, and deep down you know it too. I lived in the woods for a while. At night, beetles will crawl all over my body to keep warm and eat the shit out of my butt cheeks, left over from last night's defecation. We call them shit beetles. I'm the last known speaker fluent in the English language. Vibrato. Unless one pays attention, especially every aspect slowing down in one's mind through concentration. I'm the last known speaker in the English language, a lot more safe to try smoking said plant and test its reactions. Oh. You have to protect yourself from other people's illness is really real and imagined. Mental illness is contagious, just like improper English, except entirely different also. If you cannot beat them, join them. But keep in mind, it is easy to go overboard. To be crazy is a fine line between the actuality and one. It is easy to go overboard pretending to be crazy, and it is a fine line between the actuality and one has to not care what others think about them, and only use this method as defense against actually losing their mind. Practice makes perfect either way you look at it. Shit beetles crawl all over my body at night to keep warm. They are my friends along with other creepy crawlies like spiders, so I calm my mind and spirit and body completely relaxing before sleep. Sometimes when I'm really hungry, I always tell myself if I was really hungry, I could even eat bugs. Hakuna Matata. If I eat my shit beetles friends, would that be cannibalism? Since they survive off of eating my shit. at night, often crawling between my butt cheeks and tickling my butthole, making it difficult to completely relax before sleep. I often think of these deep thoughts before passing out, often from physical and mental exhaustion. Accepting inevitable life circumstances and moving beyond these to accomplish our goals and life's purposes is often about acknowledging ourselves and our strengths, and turning our weaknesses into strengths through a perspective change, or at least a willingness to keep an open mind. It helps to find humor. Often I will come up with different explanations for common problems, knowing that actual solutions for most part knowing their actual solutions for most part, yet reveling in creative output, exercising my imagination for imagination's sake, and the ability to keep an open mind, aware of my shortcomings and with a grain of salt, seasoning my stories in life with pleasant flavor and arguable good taste. If I could not take pleasure from my own jokes and stories, then what would be the point? I want to laugh and feel good too. Often people force their opinion on me as if with repetition they can force me to agree with their illogic and ignorance. I usually keep my mouth shut. They can think what they want. I've been told that to be professional as a comedian, one cannot laugh at their own jokes. I've never agreed with this, and even if it's true, then I would rather be unprofessional and laughing than professionally without humor. And yet it is useless trying to convince these people of an opinion other than their own, and those of whom they admire probably having heisted somebody else's creative output instead of being original. It is all original, whether it is or not. That other saying that nothing is has never really helped anybody, and it is a shame that teachers would stunt their students' creative outputs so severely, probably out of ingrained and unrealized jealousy hidden beneath their skin and in their bones, perhaps having not a lot of substance in their minds. The people who have told me these ridiculous and unthinking statements never bothered asking my opinion, pretending to teach me some sort of lesson, unaware of how their words rob them of credibility and probably lacking a sense of humor to handle my response. Anyway, it would be pointless to correct their ignorance, knowing most actual truth is only understood and worthwhile through actual experience and first-hand knowledge. Every other opinion being circumspect, ritual overtakes and becomes lifestyle to a point that we forget the reason for ritual and that they are actually tools to help us overcome obstacles. Not only that, but a framework of understanding loosely applied to situations of structure and sociality, situations of pleasure and sociality. Sociability, sociability, commonly recognized for success. Manipulative people tell deep people to dig deep, unaware or thinking that these people are capable of are cul- are capable of being anything but deep. Ironically, the people asking this of people that they think are caring are unable to recognize deep even if it occurs, knowing it only as a manipulation tactic and not with any real substance. And the deep people mistake those people for being deep, but it's kind of a catch-22. If they were deep, they wouldn't ask somebody deep to dig deep. Using these words as an excuse to make caring people feel bad so that non-caring people can get what they want from them. It is really a double-edged insult of unfounded superiority over someone else's intellect and assumed intellectual supremacy over people that care. Ridiculous and illogical, but sort of funny. End of chapter 1 of Seriously Funny.